Welcome to the Tony's Tape Podcast, your weekly dose of sports, news, and entertainment. Enjoy. All right, starting off with episode 2.
Episode 2.
Podcast, not Pidcast. Podcast. I'm Carter.
Andy.
Tony. I'm Sean.
And we're going to jump right into sports, starting off with the hockey playoffs going on right now and the Nashville-Anaheim series.
Hot off the press.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game just ended less than an hour ago, and just like game one, the Ducks had the lead for most of the game. And then in the third period, just couldn't hold off Nashville, and Nashville came back and scored 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, I believe, with one coming in the last 30 seconds. And on the road, you know, Ducks could have easily folded, could have lost that game, but fought hard in overtime. And about 11 or 12 minutes into overtime or so, they netted the game winner on what was actually an own goal. Some friendly fire got them lucky out of Nashville. But if they would have, I'll tell you right now, if they would have lost that game, they would have been, I think they would have been done. The way Nashville's playing this year, to go down 3-1 in the series, I wouldn't have been surprised if Nashville would have just wrapped it up in Anaheim this Saturday and just left them at home.
They would have been goners.
They're a talented team, Nashville, but it's exciting hockey when that kind of stuff happens. Even if the Ducks are breaking down late, it's fun to watch. There's nothing better than overtime hockey. But these teams are really going back and forth, and it makes for some exciting television for sure.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think this series has got potential to go 7. I don't see someone winning 2 or even, definitely not 3 in a row, but not even 2 in a row. It just seems like it just keeps going back, forth. Yeah. But, for Ducks fans, hopefully they do win at least 2 in a row, because that's what they're going to need to do, because, Nashville's been winning the odd games and Ducks the even games, and if you can do the math there, if that keeps going, then it's going to be Nashville. But
I'm not sure why they're following so late in the games, but they need to figure that out, because that's killing them. And if they get behind early on, I don't want to see what the third period looks like for them if they're going to play like that.
I think that's been happening more so though, and I've only seen that happening in Nashville. The other series, it looks like, and when they're at home, they've been doing well. But people have said, if I'm not mistaken, that was Nashville's first playoff home loss.
Yeah.
I want to say ever. I don't know if they've even.
I think said 10 in a row. So
I think they were 10. They were 10-0 after their most recent win on Tuesday. So I think that's a building that gets going. It's a college football town too. So it's like those people, they love their sports. They're passionate about their sports.
Absolutely. Everybody from other sports too are getting in. I saw Marcus Mariota and the Titans offensive line there. A bunch of country singers. That town's going crazy for hockey. And actually, I was listening to some radio this morning saying how the atmosphere has just been one of the best in hockey.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were saying it's tough for them to lose there because of that. And I think it's clear that in this series they have fed off the momentum of the crowd as they've come back late twice now. But like I said, for Ducks fans, thankfully they were able to hold that storm and were able to quiet the crowd tonight. So Saturday, I think, is still more of a big game for the Ducks than Nashville, because if Nashville can sneak that road victory, then that crowd's going to be extra loud on Saturday. The next home
Tuesday.
game, because it'll be potential for their first time to ever go to the Stanley Cup. They've never even been this far. So to have a home game where they can possibly win to go to the Stanley Cup is going to would be a bad sign for the Ducks.
Yeah. Absolutely. Who you guys got? What game and who's winning?
I think Ducks in 7. I think each team wins their home games the rest of the way. I don't think another road team wins. I think Ducks can come out Saturday, hopefully score first like they've done the last couple games, and hold them off and play well like they did the last home game. They've been scoring a lot of goals at home this entire playoffs, so I think they could do that. But I think if it comes back to Nashville, I think Nashville's going to be able to do it there, and then I think if it comes back to Anaheim, and it'll be a rematch like last year when the Ducks and Nashville went 7 games and Ducks blew it at home. But I don't think they'll let that happen again this year if that's the case.
2 series back-to-back game 7s for Anaheim. That's going to be rough for them and fans, considering the whole game 7 curse that they've had.
Yeah,
just a little.
They broke that.
Yeah, but
for the most part. So hopefully that's obviously
could still lead to their exit. How about you, Andy? Who do you think?
I don't think it's going to go to 7 games, because I think Nashville's going to take the next 2 games.
Oh.
I think they've been the better team.
Dun dun
Even
dun.
though it's tied, I think in like every game Nashville's outshot them. And if Nashville does take Game 5, I think there's no chance.
Oh, I agree with that. I think Game 5 is the series, and it's weird
make
to
or
say
break.
because it's only
Absolutely.
Game 5, but I really do believe that because I think if the Ducks win Game 5, they got that 3-2 lead. They'll at least they can go into Nashville, relax, knowing they've won there, knowing that if they worst case if they do lose, they at least come back home. But if Nashville wins Game 5, I don't think Ducks stand really a chance for Game 6.
Not at all.
That arena's in their head.
And it'll be the loudest it's
insane.
ever been.
Yeah.
It'll be the
We saw
loudest it's ever
tonight.
been.
Like the comeback was because the Ducks made a bunch of stupid penalties.
Yeah, they have been making penalties late. I mean, like I said, when they lost on Tuesday, it looked like it was a power play for Nashville the last 11 minutes, and
Full
then
strength.
when Nashville did tie it, and then when they actually went on that power play with a little under 4 minutes left, I was like, "There's no way they're not going to score." And sure enough, they did. And then even when the Ducks pulled their goalie, Nashville still controlled it. I mean, they've been. It's weird. The Ducks have played the first two periods better on the scoreboard, at least. Maybe not better on the ice, but at least on the scoreboard. And then that third period comes around, and Nashville just comes out there hungry. And I mean, they obviously do feed off that crowd, but Ducks have to figure that part out. If they can fix that part, then I mean, they could be tough to beat too.
Dobby, dare I ask, or are you taking your Ducks?
You know, I sit here in a Duck shirt, and that's I mean, they can't see that, but I agree with Andy. They've been outplayed by Nashville, and it just seems like they want it more. But in those spurts of 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, they're kicking ass, and if they can continue to do that, hopefully with a little more time than that, then I think they have no problem going all the way. And I'm going to take Ducks. Probably Game 7.
Game 7. All right. Well, I am going to go with Andy's prediction.
Oh,
I do
boy.
think Nashville takes Game 5, and that just swings all momentum. And I will take Nashville in 6, but we will see. It's
You know-
been a good series, and I hope it
Yeah.
goes 7 just because I love playoff hockey, and there is nothing like a Game 7 in playoffs, man. It's
And then we've got the other series that should be a good one too. Is Ottawa, who has shocked a lot of teams, are up 2-1 on the defending champion Pittsburgh Penguins after just handling them at home Game 3 yesterday when they beat them 5-1, I believe, and they were up 5-0. They were up 4-0 at the end of the first. I mean, it was, and I mean, we're talking about the defending champions. I mean, we're not talking about just a team that snuck into the playoffs and is lucky that has never been this far before. I mean, we're talking about a team that knows this situation and.
absolutely. And Pittsburgh, it's not like they lost many players, and they've always restocked. They have from top line to fourth line, man. They're stacked, and they got a lot of depth, and they can fire at you from all ways. So I am very surprised to see Ottawa kind of routing them. Ottawa's a young, fast team led by your boy Bobby Ryan.
Yeah.
And they are turning it on right now, and it's very surprising.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That'll be a good one. I fully expect Pittsburgh to come out tomorrow. I believe they'd probably play, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I fully expect them to come out. A team they're too good to lose by that much and not come back the next game and just play Pittsburgh hockey. So that's another series I think the way it's going right now, especially with the fact Ottawa's up 2-1, is going to go to probably possibly 7 games also. And I mean, I was saying throughout the playoffs too, it's been clear to me so far that. Or at least I thought through the first couple rounds that Pittsburgh and Nashville were playing the best hockey out of anybody. And so, I mean, it was, you kind of thought that's what you were going to see in the finals, but it would be ironic if, it ended up being Ducks-Ottawa because that was actually who the Ducks beat in the Stanley Cup when they won it in 2007. So it would just be, for people around here, it would be kind of ironic that if the Ducks did finally get back to the Stanley Cup for the first time since then, that it would be against the team that they beat. So we'll see.
It would make a good
It's
story.
going to definitely be. The hockey playoffs have been a lot more exciting than the NBA playoffs.
That's
which,
for sure.
I mean,
A little bit.
as we saw in last night's game, the Spurs and Warriors is just a joke. I mean, not that was 2 nights ago. Last night's game was the Celtics and
Cleveland.
Cavaliers, which
Game
was
1.
also a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland.
LeBron
dominating
looks
the whole game.
well rested. That's all
And
I'll
I
say.
will say, I know. Who do you guys think is going to win the NBA? The finals.
All of it?
All
You
of
want
it.
to just skip right ahead? And
Well, I'm just saying, like, really quickly, because, I mean, we'll get to these series, but I'm just saying that, I mean, we know it's going to be a Cleveland-Golden State rematch.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can...
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Golden State's going to sweep San Antonio, I think, without Kawhi Leonard, and they
lost everything.
Yeah. And it's-
I'm gonna take Golden State. I'm not sure how many games. I want to see Game 1, see how it plays out. But I think matchup wise, they have the advantage. I mean, they have too many superstars on that team to compete.
I'm going to respectfully, again, disagree. I think it's going to be Cleveland just because of how well LeBron's playing. I think it just seems like every year in the playoffs he's playing better and better. And I think when he's at the top of his game, he can't stop him. And especially because he's been shooting well. It hasn't been just the driving in and all that jazz. It's been he's making jump shots. He was shooting like 47 or 50% from somewhere around there from 3-pointers the first couple rounds.
Yeah, he's playing on his mind.
And then you add the fact that they have Kyrie Irving. Kevin Love looks like he's playing a little better. And then you get all these 3-point shooters like Golden State that, Smith, Fry, Korver that have been coming off the bench and stuff, or, he's coming off the bench or starting, and they're hitting their threes. And I mean, they just add it all together and it's going to be, I just think they're going to be tough. And LeBron, he's playing this well right now, but his eye has been always, it's on the prize. And he wants Golden State. He wants to
absolutely
do it again against them. But
in the same respect, I mean,
you've got Durant this time for Golden State. Curry's Curry, and then Thompson, I think, will be playing a little bit with a chip on his shoulder now because if I'm not mistaken, he wasn't assigned to any of the All-NBA teams that were just announced.
Which we'll get to. Let's stay on the finals preview, which is still 2 weeks away or so, but I think I'm aligned with Carter here again.
Great minds think alike, Andy. That's what they say,
So Golden State, I don't think they're as deep as they used to be, but that top-level talent can't be matched. Like, if LeBron's the best player in the series, Golden State clearly has this 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They could just take turns. If Curry is off, Durant gets to go, and Cleveland doesn't have the individual athletes to guard everyone. Like LeBron's amazing, but he's going to use all his energy on offense. And you're going to be stuck with Kevin Love's going to have to guard someone.
Yeah, Kevin Love will struggle against whoever he guards. Because I imagine, that'll be Green or Durant or...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you match your 5 against
throw him on
5. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
But then, Tristan Thompson's got to chase Durant around.
J.R. Smith, if I'm not mistaken, J.R. Smith usually shuts guys down well, so they might put Smith on Thompson.
Yeah.
Let Kyrie go against Curry.
Guard.
And then LeBron and Durant. Well, LeBron will be on Durant. I mean, I don't know how... Really, if LeBron's known for defense at all, but
that's the other thing. He play defense.
He's just good defense.
But I will say too, Golden State's
34
defense,
or something, or 32, and he's gonna have the ball in his hands on offense.
Golden State's defense, though, is better than Cleveland's, which I think could also obviously gives them the edge because I think Durant and Draymond are phenomenal defenders. I don't even think Durant gets enough credit for it because he's so lengthy. He blocks a lot of shots. Because I remember they talked about when he went out for those. However many games he missed, that at first they were talking about how their defense started not doing too well. Everyone always talked about his phenomenal offense, but the guy actually plays really good defense as well. So they will definitely be obviously tough when it comes down to that. But.
Yeah, and then you're forgetting. Clay's pretty good, and Iguodala is still one of my favorite defenders.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about Iguodala coming.
He'll have some minutes against LeBron.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If he's healthy, I think he missed both games so far.
At this point, I'm sure they're just resting.
Yeah.
Why you rest him for the beast? There's no reason to have him anymore in this series.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and I want to see that game 1 and just to see how they match up, really, because it's going to be them.
There's no.
I don't think Boston's going to give up too much of a fight, and Spurs are kind of demoralized with the loss.
The Spurs showed it in Game 2 when they lost 136-100 that they're done.
Yeah.
Kawhi went down in Game 1 after when they had a 23-point lead, I believe. Golden State came all the way back, and I think that was the Spurs. I think Game 2 they came out and showed with Kawhi Leonard not playing that they definitely can't beat the Warriors in a series without Kawhi Leonard.
I think even if he comes back,
I agree.
It's not gonna happen.
I agree with what you were saying. You were saying you thought also that Game 1, even though Spurs had that lead, that Golden State was kind of just, cruising.
Kawhi Leonard wasn't going to guard Curry, who just went off in the third quarter and brought him back.
Yeah, he was taking some ridiculous shots too, man. That's the Curry way, though. That's how he energizes his teams. He makes shots that he shouldn't even be attempting, and that's how he gets them going.
He's that guy in the gym. Just hits it from wherever. How the hell does he do it?
Watching him in his warm-up videos is usually ridiculous. He's usually lining up from just inside half court, and he literally makes 6, 7, 8 in a row, and it's incredible.
It's insane, absolutely insane. But moving on to the All-Star team, or the All-NBA teams.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson didn't make any. He's going to have that chip on that shoulder. But what I'm interested in mainly from those teams is the fact that Utah and Indiana are going to not have the option to do the super max deals for their star players.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a lot of implications going on in the future for the NBA draft and mainly the NBA year if they stay there. So I'm excited for that as a Laker fan, just to see where that goes. What do you guys think about that?
Well, first I would say I don't think either Gordon Hayward or Paul George deserved those spots. I think the teams were pretty good. Like, I think Draymond was like the last guy to make it, but like he got a bunch of second team votes even because he's just so important to that team. That while Hayward took a big step up this year and Utah was good, he's still not that level.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah, I mean it's hard to argue. I mean, there's so much top level talent in the NBA because it's such a star driven league that any list they throw out, even all-star lists, when Lillard doesn't make it and whatnot, it's just like
Lillard getting snubbed on the All-Star team all the time is beyond me.
It's beyond you, but
I'm not a Lillard fan.
It's hard to argue with the rosters they put out there. I mean, everybody's so talented, and I had no discretions with the list, and but I'm really excited as draft lottery just happened, and what implications that can mean for Boston, who's in the Eastern Conference Finals already and has the opportunity to add a key player to that movement going forward.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up getting Fultz.
You think they're going to draft somebody?
Yeah, I saw today they were talking about how Isaiah Thomas met with them and talked to him, and then they're not even going to really get to talk to Lonzo Ball because Lonzo Ball's dad already said his son's only working out with the Lakers. Oh, I know that, but I said work out with him. Yeah. I said, talk to him really because he's only letting the Lakers talk to him and stuff. So I mean, I would actually be interested to see that reaction if the Celtics did, shock the world and take Lonzo Ball and.
I'm fine with that. Giving me Fultz to the Lakers, that's fine. Yeah. But I did love that. I watched the video of LeVar during the NBA or post NBA draft lottery, and that guy's been pushing the Lakers since the get-go. And the fact that actually happened where he set up to have his son go to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's pretty
He's just
crazy.
beaming, and he's saying that's going to happen.
I'd be happy for it. I mean, as a Laker fan as well. I mean, I want Lonzo Ball to come to Lakers. I think he will do well. I mean, I just hope that his dad can sit in the sidelines. I don't think he's going to be able to, but I just don't want his dad to distract his son. I mean, this is his son's career. This is his son's future. It's like, don't distract your son and the team. Let them go out and play. Don't be pressuring anything like, oh, my son, because you already know what's going to happen. There's going to be a few games where maybe Lonzo's playing 18, 20 minutes and his son and his dad's going to come out and be like, my son needs to be playing 40 minutes a night, blah, blah, if you guys want to win. And it's like, that's just stuff that's not fair. It's not fair to Lonzo. I mean, and you can tell, I think, because he doesn't really come out and say anything against his dad. I think they were raised not to talk back to him. I mean, he's a terrifying guy.
Well, I think they respect their father and that he's always had their back.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's no reason to go against him.
Oh, I agree. But I mean, it's just kind of like...
The time might come eventually, but
Yeah.
There was an article I read recently from Ramona Shelbourne on ESPN, and she interviewed LeVar and kind of like the whole raising process of his kids, and just really what opened my eyes was the work ethic he instilled in them at such a young age. He was having them play high schoolers at like age 11 and 12, and they were sometimes beating these high school kids. And so he's really instilled just a drive in them. And another little tidbit was right after the lottery, he thought LeVar thought Lonzo was going to go out to the club with his friends and party it up to celebrate, And I guess he went to the gym with his brothers, and they all just worked out. And now he's in Laker mode, man.
He's 19, so I don't know where he's going to go.
Oh yeah, well
he can find a way in. There's plenty of people that get into places.
Yeah, especially in LA.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel found a way. I'm sure Lonzo Ball can.
Yeah, they welcome them in.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good draft and a good free agency period.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see how the NBA shifts.
Yeah, so that's back to that whole All-NBA team thing. So Paul George won't be able to get as big of a contract from Indiana as he would have, which leads to speculation that he'll just leave for the Lakers after next year. So that's what they're hoping for, and I don't know, they'll be Had a lot of guards and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if the Lakers could get Paul George, you'd have Paul George, you'd have. I mean, this would be what, and after this next coming season?
Yeah,
So we're talking 2019 season?
It'd be the 18 summer, so the 18-19 season.
And I mean, so with that, I mean, you'd be looking at Paul George, you'd have Ingram would be getting ready to go in his third year, Russell would be going into his fourth year, and I think would he be going his fourth or fifth? Fifth, I think,
He missed the whole year.
Yeah, he was.
Right. So really like his fourth year playing. And I mean, so assuming they still have all those guys, which
Clarkson,
I mean, Clarkson,
they're gonna have to make a decision on somebody.
Yeah, I don't. If Paul George does go there, I don't see George, Ball, Ingram, Russell, Randall, and Clarkson all on the same team. I mean, somebody would have to probably go somewhere. And I know they talk about Clarkson a lot, but I like Clarkson.
I like Clarkson too, but I also don't think when teams approach the Lakers, they're not trying to get Clarkson. Yeah, they're trying to get
Randall. I know a lot are going for
Randall and Russell. I mean, because if you're bringing in Lonzo, that
I'd
frees
like
up.
to see one more year out of Russell just to see how he does, because I thought he improved and matured a lot this year, but he's on like the edge of me. Like he still has that kind of that thing about him where I feel like he's not very disciplined, and maybe I could see him like doing the party scene more and just losing motivation or not like caring as much and whatnot. And I mean, if that happens, I mean he's got to go then, because you can't have that. But I mean, they're a young team and they're in LA. I mean, it's like that's what's going to happen, and they're not good either. So I mean, they know they're not good. I feel like so it's like you can just be like, well, it's not like what does it matter? We'll just enjoy the nightlife of LA at least.
And I think a presence of a Paul George would increase that exponentially.
Yeah,
like it would just. That locker room would change.
They're missing that good veteran. Like I'm
Absolutely.
sure they went over this offseason. They added guys like Dang and Mozgov or whatever. But it's like
good.
I mean they're good, but they're not bad. But I mean they're not. We're not talking like I'm talking about. They need an all-star veteran. They need an all-star that can come in there that can help carry the team. Because really, there's 20 seconds left in the game and the game's tied or they're down by one. I mean, every game it's going to be a different person that could take over, but you want someone that you can trust that.
Are you doing that Gatorade commercial where he makes that shot?
You want that veteran leadership, but you also want that leadership by example, and they don't have that veteran that can come in and lead the team on the court. That's just their best player isn't a veteran. It was Lou Williams at the time, but he's gone. And
I think just as a Laker fan also, I mean, we're not used to, I mean, I guess we have in the last few years, but it's just annoying that you have to go, that we're actually going through the rebuild thing, and it's like you just want to be good this season, you want to be good next season. It's like then when you hear like, oh, 2019, maybe then they'll get Paul George. It's like, well, what about 2018? I want 2018 to be like good.
Well, let's hope we ride the Magic Johnson hype in.
Yeah, I think that's huge too. This will be the first full season with Magic, first off season with Magic Johnson, which I agree. I was talking to actually someone about this the other day too, about how if a player does, if you're trying to get some free agents and they're coming into the office and you sit down with them, it's like, if you're looking at Mitch Kupchak, you're kind of like, okay, whatever. But it's like when you're looking at Magic Johnson, it's like that's one of the greatest, arguably top 5 players to ever play the game. People would argue. So I mean,
absolutely,
it's just different. So I mean, that was huge for the Lakers.
Did you guys by chance catch the interview with Jimmy Kimmel? Paul George was on there, and I think it was last night. And Jimmy Kimmel's just consistently probing him about the Lakers, and it's funny because usually. A player that's on contract with another team kind of dismisses it and doesn't say anything, but he's completely open. I highly recommend go listen to it. He's talking about the Lakers, how he loves them. He's an LA kid, how he would love to join them, and is how big of an influence Kobe is in his household. And he's going to actually work out with Kobe and ask him questions about the Lakers organization. I mean, he was open completely about it. So it's really interesting, his approach on it. So
he's not happy in Indiana.
No, I don't think so.
And I think he proved that in this playoffs when he started nagging on teammates. He got mad at CJ Miles for, in my opinion, what was a wide open shot for him to take. CJ Miles has to take that shot. It's like, I understand he missed it, but it's like, it was either CJ Miles shooting that shot, or if you throw it out to Paul George, all of a sudden, instead of looking at like a 23-foot shot, whatever that Miles shot, you're looking at like a 30-foot shot from George contested by LeBron. I mean, that wasn't going to go in either.
Yeah.
Well,
so, I mean, if we're going to talk Magic Johnson being the GM, I think Paul George made Larry Bird resign as GM. He didn't want to deal with it anymore.
There's a difference between Magic and Larry Bird. All right.
Those two are still going at it.
That's very true. Great point. But I think that concludes the sports section. Let's go on to some news, Sean. Fire me some. What is this, romper talk?
Oh my gosh, I cannot not be mad at this. We looked at it the other day. It's a Kickstarter. Some bullshit. Some dickhead guys got together and let's make the most annoying thing to cause a fuss. Well, they did it. They made a male romper. It already has 2,400 backers on Kickstarter. Their initial pledge goal of $10,000 was hit, I think, in a couple of minutes. They're almost at $300,000.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
I can't wait to be appalled in public by the dickheads that are so funny. Hey, look at me and my group. We're those guys that we're obnoxious and dumb, but we know it.
You're gonna have.
I hate it.
You're gonna see so many rompers that have the Greek lettering of their fraternity stitched in.
Yeah.
They're gonna be rolling in troves at football games, any events, and it's gonna be so irritating to my eyes.
Can I get a little more details on this? So how much do you have to contribute to get one of these things?
No.
Minimum contribution.
In case any of our...
$10. Pledge $5 or more and you can be a romp hero.
Oh.
That's awful.
Pledge $25 or more and you can get an iron-on patch.
What's the
how do you
pledge to get one?
$95.
Oh, what a deal.
$95 to obtain one.
Yeah, it looks like that's what it is.
That's $95 for.
You do 175, you get a 2-pack. That's double the douchery.
What's the thread count on this?
Yeah, Egyptian cotton. What
I'm sure it's really a lot of garbage.
What I hate is being around here where we live. We are definitely going to see a lot of those. I think when summer's concluding and Chapman's coming back into session, because there are a lot of candidates.
Too deep a fold. It's like 100 kids that go to Chapman.
Dude, trust me.
Who knows what that is?
Trust me, Carter knows. We went to some frat parties with our buddies in there. There are a lot of Chapman kids that are going to wear that stuff.
Chapman's a big school for film, so it's actually very popular. Yeah. And our boys, I believe where are they? The Dunford brothers.
What?
The Stranger Things.
Did you confirm that?
Yeah, well, let's look that up.
Dunford brothers?
You said someone said that
they're not called the I think they're the Duffer or something.
Dunford brothers. Dunford.
They're the ones that did what with Stranger Things?
They created it.
They wrote it and directed it.
Duffer.
Duffer brothers.
Nat and Ross Duffer.
Did they go to Chapman?
IMDb doesn't give you a whole lot about that.
I'm down with Minnesota too. Go Vikings.
Yeah.
They don't even give them their birthday, man.
Wikipedia, it's a better site.
That's your job. But
please donate to Wikipedia.
I'll let you know that they do have a $1,250 pledge you can do, and that can make you King Dickhead for a day. Thank the Lord, 0 of 10 have done it. So there is a God somewhere. He's just not paying a whole lot of attention. There is another thing.
Yes,
one of the fabrics is sold out.
Boom, confirmed. Duffer Brothers from Chapman University.
Word up, Duffer Brothers.
They were raised in Durham, North Carolina.
There we go.
But
local boys.
They went to Chapman University's Dodge College of Film.
There we go.
Dodge College. It's a terrible name.
I saw the Goonies at the Dodge College Theater, and I met Richard Donner.
Which one was
Richard Donner?
He's the director. Yeah. Hey, still can.
But that is awful. I did see a funny joke picture recently with the NFL logo stitched on, and nothing infuriated me more, really.
Oh, and I haven't said the worst thing. There's still 25 more days on this Kickstarter campaign. They're going to hit like $1 billion, and I just want to cry.
So are they going to raid a prison and just cut the legs off?
We only selling the orange at the moment.
No, they might.
I just want to know who was just stoned in their garage when they thought of, you know what? I bet a male romper could take off. Let's just try it. And then it is. And you know what that just tells me? It's just, you think of everything that takes off these days, it's all a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah, because irony is funny. I hate this day and age.
I mean,
I'm still thinking of the functionality of this.
There's no such thing. Aren't your balls going to just dip out of this the second you sit down?
I feel like
they're
going to need
one.
It's going to be like that
you know
scene.
What we should start is a romper repair service, because I feel like these are going to be ripping nonstop.
What about a romper rebellion?
There we go. I'm down with that too. That could be our romper repair service name.
It's going to be like that scene in Sex Drive where they go into that trailer park house and that guy sits down in his beanbag just sitting right there next to his leg. That's a romper for you.
Yeah, it's not.
It's awful, and I don't want to live in the future where that's a thing.
I hope they just get it like poorly made
all we're wearing.
and try to make such a big profit on the $95 donations that it's cheap material and that thing dies the day it's like sent out. So that's my dream for the male romper. But in some more news, Andy, if you want to cover this because I know you're a big fan, we had somebody pass away today, I believe, or was it last night?
Last night.
Wednesday.
Last
Yeah,
night.
so last night.
Okay. What's the
Just
exact
to
date?
specify.
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah. You only get like 4 seconds of that before it's copyrighted.
And that's all I'll do.
So
That was a song.
from Soundgarden, and their frontman Chris Cornell, he killed himself last night. So
He hanged himself.
woke up to that news this morning. All I saw something was like rocker Chris, and then I closed out of the story and like wait, I want to go back and see what that was. So I googled that, and of course it said Chris Cornell dead at 52. I was like, shit.
And it was right after a performance, right?
Yeah, so Soundgarden's on a tour, and they were in Detroit, and they played a show, and Cornell went back to his hotel room and hung himself. So
That's awful.
it's
A lot of childhood music.
yeah. I just thought like I saw someone post that. So yeah, Kurt Cobain died. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows who that is.
Of course.
But then the lead singer of Alice in Chains, another contemporary Seattle band, he died in the early 2000s. And then Scott Weiland died last year.
You know, I
So
saw
a lot
him.
of these people
I saw Scott Weiland about a month before he killed himself.
Wow.
well, he just died. He didn't kill himself. I know.
Okay,
it gets
my
hard.
bad.
It gets hard. In the end, they all kill themselves.
His
for
body
drugs.
killed
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
Did he have any suicidal like stuff going on? Like, did people
Yeah.
know he was suicidal?
Well, I mean, they have a lot of dark songs, but
yeah.
he had some drug problems, and I know like a lot of these people were just uncomfortable with their fame from. It's like they were super famous when they didn't want to be,
Yeah.
and now they're not so much. And
Yeah, that lifestyle, it takes a toll on you. I mean, unless you're in it, I mean, it's all those nights of partying and the drugs, the drinking, and then it's just time after time, your body, you just eventually get physically and mentally exhausted. I know that's why the biggest thing I think is a lot of times with these little kids celebrities, like movie stars that end up at like 8, 9 years old, they're famous, making millions of dollars. Then by the time they're 17, 18, they're in rehab and they're all drugged out, and it's like, you know, it's a tough lifestyle.
the rock star life is definitely even tougher than that. I know
Yeah.
a lot of them, they're hard partying in their 20s, but then they need to keep playing into their 40s, and they might have gotten clean off heroin or booze, whatever it is, but now they're high on pills just because they need the pain pills to play a show.
You really just have to be British to
Yeah,
be able to do
don't
it.
don't you have a theory on British rock and roll guys that if they get past a certain age, they live to be like?
I don't have that, but
Oh, you do.
Yeah, you do. I could.
You said like once they hit 70 years old, they're just grandfathered in for life of not dying. How old is Ozzy Osbourne?
Thank you. You were talking about Keith
now
Richards, I think.
because this was like last year. David Bowie died. I think he was 69, and it was like
Okay.
if he had just made it to 70, he would have had
Yeah.
30 more years. But yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah,
I have too many theories. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's sad news, and I think they were just set to like headline a big event, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very sad news, but a lot of good music. What's your favorite song by them? Soundgarden, I'm guessing, not his.
I
Not
like
his other band.
I like the entire album of Supernova. The title track is great from that. I think my favorite song is a song called "The Day I Tried to Live," which is
hi.
yeah.
Can't get more ironic than that one.
Ominous Andy.
The Day I Tried to Live.
Yeah.
Go listen to that one. And
And
pay your respects.
if you don't know Soundgarden, first check him out. But he was also the frontman for Audio Slave. They were a little more recent, from the 2000s. That was him with the rest of the guys from Rage Against the Machine. So yeah, this song.
Everyone knows this song.
Yeah.
All right.
So and he said it was a long career. So he was 52, and I think Soundgarden started in like mid 80s. So they might have been most popular in the 90s, but
No, I definitely remember some of those songs in the 90s growing up. So, moving on to some entertainment news, we have a couple of shows returning to television, Roseanne is coming back.
Roseanne is back. Well, will be coming back to
It's just
ABC.
announced, right?
It was announced this week.
I saw it on ABC television. They had a little promo for it.
Really?
So,
Wow. That's
not just a news story. It was
So John Goodman is confirmed and in on it, right?
Everybody's back to my knowledge.
Yeah, I think so.
Not that anyone else would be that tough to get. I feel like it's like
John Goodman's probably the hardest one and the only one they need to worry about.
yeah, it's like any of the siblings from Full House. What else were they doing? You know?
I mean, Roseanne's probably a big one too.
yeah, but that was her
Change the
baby.
name.
That was her baby.
Well, I heard that it was actually the actress who plays the daughter, the younger daughter, was instrumental in getting this back on the air. She has like some daytime talk show or something.
Huh.
So she was very adamant about getting it. Like she's gonna be the producer. So
Very interesting.
I don't know, but it's kind of cool that like they all want to be back. Like I guess it was a cast that liked each other. Rather than
They saw Fuller House, and they
Yeah,
got angry, and they're like, "Why can't this be us?"
We could do it better.
Is Netflix? No, you said it's ABC.
ABC.
Yeah,
real
okay.
television.
Interesting,
Surprising.
cool. Yeah, that's very interesting. I just saw a recent trailer. Star Trek's coming back to television as well.
Oh yeah, is it like Spock and everything, or is it?
No. So it's. I watched the trailer this morning actually while I was on my shift, and it was it's going to be set 10 years prior, I think, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
like an exploration. The main character is Sasha from The Walking Dead.
Yes, I did see that.
She's gonna be like the
I like
captain
that
of the
timing.
USS whatever, and then but it looks pretty cool. I'm interested in it. I never got into Star Trek the first show, but their budget looks pretty nice from the effects and everything and all the costume designs. And
And it's going to be on
that was
CBS, I
used.
see.
CBS, yeah. So television putting their foot down on Netflix, man. They're trying to get back into it, I guess.
It'll never happen.
No, Netflix is reigning supreme.
Netflix and HBO.
That
Everything else is
both have
lackluster.
just too much income from the streaming services that I don't think they can compete.
Well, I feel like Netflix is stretching themselves thin with. There's a lot of stuff they're buying that's
Yeah.
not that interesting.
There is, but I think they have such a steady flow of income.
Yeah.
From
They just want to be.
subscriptions.
They want to be vested in everything.
And not only that, I mean, think about all the people that are cutting cable nowadays. People, that's a lot of viewership lost, and a lot of when you cut cable, okay, I'm saving myself $120 a month or whatever you pay for cable and internet, and then now you're gonna buy a streaming service because it's $10 to $15.
I cut my cable like 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I did see Netflix bought a movie that it's a animated movie about Michael Jackson's pet monkey. And it's,
Fantastic.
Written and directed from
Buy the monkey.
the What We Do in the Shadows guy.
Oh, really?
Really?
So-
Oh,
I'm
that's
interested now because that was a
good.
great movie.
Tell them about that movie, Andy. That's one of the best dark,
Well,
unheard of
I
movies
think-
ever.
Yeah, if you don't know it, it's a mockumentary about vampires living in modern day New Zealand.
Wellington, New Zealand.
Yeah.
You don't really need to know any more than that, other than it's amazing.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Definitely go watch that.
It should be on all kinds of
I
streaming
think it's
services.
on Amazon, right?
It's
It's
on
been on
Amazon.
HBO too.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon, probably HBO too, and then, but just go if you don't have any of those, go rent it because it's hilarious. One of my favorite. I went with my girlfriend not knowing what it was until I saw Jermaine Clement, and I was like, "Why don't you just say it was
Yeah,
the
that
guy
was
from
an-
Flight of the Conchords?"
That was enough right there.
Because I wasn't sold on it at all when she was dragging me to it. But then that sold me right away, and it was hilarious. So go check that out. He's also directed the new Thor coming out this
Yeah.
summer. So it's he's getting a lot of work in. It seems like Michael Jackson's Monkey doesn't get bigger than that. I don't think. So.
That's when you know you've made it.
When I think of Michael Jackson's monkey, I just think of that monkey on The Simpsons. Isn't like Krusty the Clown?
Oh, that points.
Monkey or whatever.
No, that's Family Guy. I'm
It's
thinking
not
of
like it's always like smoking a cigar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the killer monkey in Family Guy that like always points at people and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Same monkey.
Exactly. All Michael Jackson's monkey. But another show coming back that I think you're really excited about, Andy. The return of our childhood scary stories.
Trust me, Andy's not the only one excited about
Oh,
it.
yeah. But this is a movie.
Oh, it's gonna be a movie. Okay.
Goosebumps 2,
Yeah.
Horrorland.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, Goosebumps was a book series in the 90s. You should go check it out. There's
Yes, you should.
There's about 1,000 of them that were written in a 2-year span.
500 Kindle.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. And it was turned into a classic television series. I think it aired on Fox
Oh, yeah.
in 1995. and we really enjoyed it. But a few years ago, they made a full-length film starring a comedy giant, Jack Black.
Oh yeah, giant.
Honestly, I didn't mind it. I thought it was.
I thought it
wasn't bad at all.
phenomenal
It was-
film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't mind it at all.
And I loved the. I don't know. I guess it would be kind of.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Would it be a spoiler alert?
Well, the movie
Well,
came
I mean,
out a
what,
couple
to
years
say
ago.
It's not the twist, but it's like to say the cameo that was in it.
Of
R.L.
Oh,
Stein.
yeah, the real R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
He's
so-
always in the bumps,
Yeah.
That's
wasn't
what
he?
I like. Is that the real R.L. Stein? Like I just remember when we watched this together. There's a scene towards the end where I think it was Jack Black or someone. They're walking through the halls and they bump into someone and they're like, "Oh, sorry," and he ends up looking up and you see that it's R.L. Stein. I just remember all three of us just freaked out when we were watching. Like, oh.
Yeah. If you guys are ever needed some good friendship with your pals, just put on the bumps, have a glass of wine or a beer, and some trolley sour gummy worms.
Gummy worms. Those are the best when you're watching the bumps.
That's some bonding like you've never had before.
No, that's good to hear though. I
And they
like.
announced the sequel. It's going to be Goosebumps 2 Horrorland, which I'm personally excited about because that is the best episode of the television
I do
series.
like Horrorland.
I do remember that one vividly.
I mean, I don't know what they're going to go with. I think it's a great idea. Just have an amusement park gone awry. I mean, that's classic stuff. Jurassic Park, right there. Just make Jurassic Park with children's scary stories.
Now,
I'm sold.
there's nothing on it really right now. Who do you think they're going to get? My money's on Michael Fassbender.
That would be a big pull.
Oh, that's what they're going to get. I can't.
Michael Fassbender.
You heard it here first.
He's busy right now. He's doing 2 roles.
Oh. And he's got one coming out this week, but
Yeah.
we'll get to that a little later.
Wait, so is this
He's got 2 roles.
coming out to theaters or is this just a Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
No,
It'll be a
Oh,
theatrical.
This one we
Yeah.
actually have to go to the theater.
It's
theatrical
following
release,
up
yeah.
Jack Black's, I'm imagining.
What
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
a ticket plus a popcorn? This will be worth the $48 to go see.
Now,
Yeah.
now, do you think they
See this on IMAX, folks.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
think they bring Jack Black's character back since he is R.L. Stein in that?
Oh,
Ooh.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
has
think
to
what's
be.
going on is he's embracing his stories again, and he's created a theme park,
Oh.
and
And it goes
things
a little,
go loose.
yeah.
And
That would be interesting. I'm sold on it.
I assume to bring back the dummy because he played a dual role in Goosebumps.
The
as
dummy's the key
evil
guy.
dummy.
Yeah.
And I assume he's going to come
When
back.
you think of Goosebumps, I feel like a couple of the ones that you think of right away are the dummy, and then obviously I think that mask, because that mask was one of the
yeah.
first. I think if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it like the first Goosebumps?
That I don't
want
know.
to say TV show.
And when I think of the TV show, of course, I think of Ryan Gosling.
I think of Canadian accents. That's no Robert.
Oh, yeah, we really laugh about those Canadian.
Both
accents.
Canadian,
It's
huh?
funny.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, definitely the dummy I think is the stronghold of that
Yeah.
series and really one of the biggest icons coming from it. I enjoyed the first movie, so I'm really pumped for this. It sounds good to me.
definitely.
Some more movies that have recently come out that I
Speaking-
saw.
Speaking of Fassbender,
Oh yeah, you want to get right into that?
we could go back. I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah, no problem. No. I think we should jump right into it. Fassbender starring in a movie coming out this week. Alien. I'm not sure what.
Covenant.
Covenant.
I was blanking too.
Yeah, and I was about to say Resurgence, but no.
Independence.
Alien's back,
Shitty 90s one.
and hopefully it's better than Prometheus because that one was like a mind fuck.
I'm a defender of Prometheus.
What was that?
It's not nearly as bad as people make it out to be.
I thought it was entertaining. I just thought it made me like kind of like what is going on.
It
too
was
much.
definitely dark and cynical. Like everyone, there's no one to root for really.
No, definitely not.
Fassbender's character was horrifying. There's the android who basically killed all the humans just because he wanted to see what happens.
Yes. So Alien's back. I'm not sure the whole story, but they're back in space. It looks like the original. I think they took a lot of the tone and flavor from that one to add to this, and the whole new cast. And it looks like it's going to be good.
It, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it is good. It's 75%.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
For
supposed to be
horror movies. That's good.
really scary. Like the first Alien was a horror movie, and then it became an action franchise.
Mhm.
Prometheus is more of a philosophical sci-fi type thing. This is just going to be like straight horror. Just,
Yeah, that's.
it's gonna be
I'm
Danny
excited.
McBride running down the halls screaming.
I'm into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Danny
was,
McBride in it.
Yeah, I was really curious about that because he's usually in his comedy roles, but I'm pumped to see him. Hopefully, he adds a little comedic relief, but at the same time, hopefully, he does well in this horror setting.
His name is Tennessee in the movie.
Of course it is.
So there you go.
Typical.
I bet he's
Mullen
from
and all.
Cleveland.
But yeah, Fassbender's playing the character from Prometheus and another version of that same android. So I want to see them have some face-to-face scenes. It's going to be...
They should have captioned this with Kenny Powers meets aliens. And
Yeah.
then I would have bought a ticket like 3 months ago already. But
Then it would be at 100%.
Exactly. He's also making a Halloween movie.
Kenny Powers?
Yeah, David
Whoa,
Ross.
wow.
I think he's writing a new Halloween.
Is he going into like the horror genre?
I don't know. I think he just wants to spread his wings.
Well,
Yeah,
he conquered
just stepped
baseball.
up the
Peacock, you gotta let him fly.
I guarantee he could, especially if he's writing some, I could see him writing some pretty gnarly stuff because he's just got that personality, that
Yeah.
sense of humor,
Yeah.
that he's got really no filter. So I mean, he can
Yeah,
really go
definitely.
as far as they let him with any like gore, like craziness. I feel like.
I love remakes of Halloween. I'm excited
Oh, I
about
know,
that.
I'm
That's
a
the
big
first I've
fan
heard of it.
Halloween.
What else is in theaters this week, Sean?
Not a whole lot, honestly. We're
Nothing
still in
big?
that kind of dead zone.
Yeah, we're right here in May.
About to.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's at like a 30%.
Yeah.
Everything. Sounds like
There's
it's
no like great indie coming out or anything.
yeah. Diary of a Wimpy Kid's at 28%. Everything is at 47.
Okay, so not a good
No,
week
it
for
Sounds like
movies.
nothing
If you
to
want
me.
to invest your money into the film industry, go see Alien.
Alien is
Sounds
the
like.
movie to see.
Or recently I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I enjoyed that one. Didn't like it as much as the first. I thought the music was a little slower. But I would definitely recommend go seeing that. I'd
I
watch it
think
again.
most people have seen it at this
Yeah.
point.
I haven't seen it, but I
Hopefully.
still want to.
I haven't seen it either.
Well, go see
It's
it.
done
Why
like
not?
so
it's done like 220.
50% of people have seen it.
Yeah, it's done like 220 million in our here in on our soil.
Domestically?
Yeah, it's
Good.
pretty damn good over
Yeah,
what
it's
is it,
good.
2 weeks now?
I like that cast. I'm a big fan of Chris Pratt. I think he's funny and he makes good movies. So hopefully it continues. And I like it a little switch from like the Marvel superheroes because it's more comedy and much more like I don't know action friendly and all that kind of stuff. So I enjoy it.
Colorful.
Colorful. That's
The whole movie is shot on a green
Yeah.
screen, but still, I don't care.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. You just go see it just for the beginning scene because it's pretty great. I also saw King Arthur. I think it got decent reviews
Oh.
from users.
Yeah, well, users, it's got 28%.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
See, I don't on Rotten Tomatoes. All I really care about is the user score, just because critics tend to find the negative and highlight the negative a lot more.
79
Yeah.
with the audience.
Well, the
79.
Well, yeah,
That's what I want them to do.
That's what you want them to do, but in a sense, they focus too much on that instead of enjoying the film.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like to see the user score because if you want to see a movie that's on that list, to me, you want somebody with that same mindset. Like, I'm going to enjoy this movie. Let's go into it thinking that. And it might have some things that are bad about it, which is fine. But if you enjoy it, why not go off of that? So I prefer the user score on Rotten Tomatoes. But for King Arthur, I liked it. A little too much magic and whatnot for me. But it was a good movie. I'd watch it again. I probably wouldn't go buy another ticket to it, but I would recommend it if you're interested in that kind of setting and fantasy film.
It's not historical.
So, yeah. So,
King Arthur a real guy?
but yeah, and I think next week we're gonna come out with a summer preview for our movies.
Yeah.
Got some good ones coming out
It
this
really
summer.
really kicks off next week, I think, with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh.
I actually want to see that movie. I
like
haven't
that
wanted to see
too,
one of those
'cause,
in years.
The villain in that is
Javier
the villain in that's the guy from No Country for Old Men.
Javier
right?
Bardem.
I like that guy.
That guy's spectacularly horrifying.
Yeah, and it was funny too because when I first saw that preview the first time, I didn't catch that, but I was like, man, that guy is terrifying. And then when I saw it on TV again, I was like, oh dang, that's him. That guy plays he's the perfect role for that because he
He's
is
gonna flip a coin.
a unique looking guy.
No, he is.
So I think he plays a good villain, especially
Absolutely.
after No Country for Old Men. For anyone that hasn't seen it,
James Bond.
But
You know,
yeah.
he's played some really good villains. So I'm looking forward to that one, and we'll kick that off with our summer preview, highlighting what movies we're looking forward to, what's coming out, and who's going to be starring in them. So that'll be next week. Be sure to tune into our other podcast that we have recently started for season 2 of Stranger Things. We're going through season 1 right now, reviewing it all. Andy hasn't seen it yet, so
Andy.
look forward to his point of view of somebody that hasn't seen it episode by episode. And then be sure to follow us on our social media and go read our articles on tonystake.com.
Tony'sTake.com.
You guys have any plugins, Twitters, anything?
You can follow me at Dobby Von Daubers on Instagram. I post like once a week.
Yeah,
I
we
got
have
300 followers.
We have a Tony's
There you
Take
go.
Instagram.
We have that too.
Tony's.take or something.
Tony's.take. Our old one got hacked.
That's
We had
right.
20,000 followers. We got
Yeah.
hacked and deleted.
If you want to put a
Start it
face on
over.
these voices, I'm at Tony Katz.
You can get at me on Twitter, Coach Carter VP. I'm not to be confused with Samuel L. though. I think that's in my little description as well.
And our buddy Andy over here will always remain a mystery.
Yeah, you can mail him.
I'm not even a real human.
He's
I'm
not
just a
even on
voice.
social media.
He's like Siri.
They program the
like
comments.
He's like that head in Power Rangers. He just.
Oh
There we
yeah,
go. I'm down with that.
that's a movie I didn't
Did
see.
you guys? Yeah, I didn't either, but I
I
heard.
actually didn't either.
I actually heard it was like good. Like
Never saw it either.
'cause you go in with expectations so low that it actually like you enjoyed it. But
Too
yeah,
serious for
be sure to follow all of us.
Gets a 6.8.
Did it?
Yeah.
out of 30.
10.
That's
Traditional
pretty average.
scale.
But be sure to follow us on social media. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to distributing out more info and news.
Good stuff.